Yes, no, or maybe on the books I read this month. So I did read some comics this month, and I don't really consider them books because look, they're so short. So I read volume 1 and 2 of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and it was really good. I actually ordered the 3rd volume because I just have to know what's happening next. It is, I think, just 4 volumes. So yeah, I really like them, and I absolutely love the covers. So definitely a yes on these. I also read the 3 volumes in The Legend of Korra, The Turf Wars. Absolutely amazing. This story follows up after the last season of the show. It was so good. I loved it so much. Wish I owned it physically, but I don't. I read it online. So definitely a yes on the Korra, The Turf Wars. Next, I read In Deeper Waters. You know what? I didn't hate this book. I thought it was cute. The cover is really pretty. It's about like pirates, princess. It's about pirates, princes, kidnapping, gay. I would say a maybe. I think this is definitely for a younger audience, and there's nothing wrong with reading YA as an older adult, but I would just say that for me, this was like, I was not the target audience for this, and I just thought it was cute, but I would recommend it for somebody younger than me. Then I read The Picture of Dorian Gray. Such a short book, but also I had to read really slow because it is older English, so I didn't want to miss out on anything. Definitely a yes. I think if you're kind of intimidated by classics like I am, this is a great start. Then I read books 2 and 3 in the Game Changers series, Tough Guy and Common Goal. Both really good. I think the series has been a yes so far for me, and I doubt that the next 2 books won't be a yes for me. I'm slowly getting through the series because I don't want this like world to end for me, but yeah, definitely a yes. Then I read Set the Record Straight. It's such a short book, and honestly it was so sweet, and it was fast-paced, but I usually don't like fast-paced books, but this was the exception. I definitely think it's such a cute holiday romance, such a good time, and also great representation. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Then I read Shifting Gears. I absolutely love Opposites Attract. I felt like it was a tad too long, where the issue could have resolved itself a bit faster, but it's okay. If you're looking for a cute sapphic romance with also dealing with issues and like learning from them and then growing together, then yeah, I definitely recommend that one. Then I read The Third Wife. I would not recommend this one to anybody because there was no purpose in this book. I think you're supposed to kind of feel pity for the main character. At the end, you're kind of supposed to be like, oh, well, we all live and learn and we all make mistakes. No, I would say no. Don't read this book. I've heard a lot of people not like the author's other books either. So I'm like, is this going to be a common theme with the author? I don't know. Then I read Bachelorette number 12. This was perfect because I was reading this, I think like the day before Valentine's Day, and they mentioned that day was the day before Valentine's Day. It all kind of aligned perfectly for me. I don't know, it just felt like, oh my god, they say it's the 13th and it is the 13th. I don't know. That was kind of exciting for me. It's like grumpy ex sunshine, like I hate everybody except you type. Oh, it's so good. And it's also like hospital, like Grey's Anatomy type, and I love that. So yeah, if you love that kind of book and you love the tropes that I mentioned, then I think you would have a good time reading this book. So then I read The 7-Year Slip, which I know everybody has been raving about this book, and I just never got the chance to read it, but I did this month, and I absolutely loved it, and I absolutely understand the hype. So yes, this is a definite yes. You all should read it. A lot of people said it reminded them of The Midnight Library, saying that if you had read The Midnight Library, you would like this book. And I did read The Midnight Library and I hated it. So I was kind of skeptical coming into this book, but honestly, it was so good. I can't really, it's like time traveling and low-key second chance romance, even though it's all happening at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but definitely go read it. Then I read Bloodleaf. I didn't like it. The thing is that it was very like hard to get into in the beginning, and then in the middle it got really, I wouldn't say good. It just like, it was pissing me off so much that I needed to keep on reading to see how it would resolve itself. And a lot of unnecessary things happened here. I don't want to spoil it in case you are intrigued to go read it, but I would say this is a maybe just because, like I said, so many things that happened that I don't think should have happened. I don't know how I feel about this book because I do have the other 2 books and I think I'm gonna read those too, but not necessarily because I want to, but because I feel like I'm like, what else can you go on about? You know what this feels like? When you put on a show that you can do other stuff with, like a background show. This feels like a background show, even though you can't put it as a background because you're reading it and you have to keep on reading it. But when it gets boring, I felt like in a background show, you're like, okay, well, I'll just let it play and that boring part will pass, whatever. You had to endure the boring parts here. So it's not, I'm not trying to hate too much on this book because it did have some good parts, but yeah, this is definitely a maybe. I don't know. I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about this book either, or this series, so yeah, I don't know. This is a maybe. And finally, I read No Charm Done. I think the cover is so pretty. I think this would be a maybe as well, only because it felt very juvenile too. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with reading YA books as an older adult. I just feel like this particular one was not for me. It was cute, but I don't know. I felt like at times I was like, okay, great. Like we're done with the book. And then they're like, psych, we still have unresolved issues, even though we were fine a second ago. But now I'm realizing that I'm not fine because we're teenagers. So we have crises and spiral all the time, if that makes any sense. So yeah, if you're a teen, I think you would like this. If you're an older adult, I don't think you would really like this. But that's all the books I read in February. So far, these 2 months of reading, I have not found a 5-star. I don't know what's going on. Am I being too picky? Do you guys recommend any 5-star reads that I should read so I can, you know, get a 5-star finally? Maybe March books will get me a 5-star. Who knows? We'll see. Bye.